Hello my tarot friends, welcome. Today I have a really exciting and cool deck to share with you, and it is the arpiastarot. This deck was kindly sent to me by Arpia and I am so excited to share it with you. It is such a whimsical, magical, harmonious, clear reader, and I'm just so happy to have it in my hands. So it comes in this beautiful two-piece box that has lovely details inside, as you can see. And the backs of the back of the box looks the same as the backs of the cards. I personally put it in the bag because it is a very special deck to me, or became very special deck to me since I got it. I've been working with it for around 5 days now, continuously. I cannot put this deck down. It is so chatty and just amazing. So before we start, I just wanted to mention that if you like the bag, you can get these type of bags and other type of bags, like pouch type of bags, in a shop on Etsy called Goddess Gifts Shop. I'm gonna write it here, and if you mention my name, you can get a discount as well. So let's start our review. So I'm gonna share with you the cards. Like usually we're gonna go through the cards to the majors, and then we're going to go through the rest of the minors in the numerological way. Now, before we go into the cards, let me just share with you the guidebook. So the creator Arpia, she comes from Barcelona. And so we have a guidebook that is in 2 languages, in English and in Spanish. So we have a little introduction, and then we go directly into the cards. We get the major arcana explained, and then we get a black and white picture of a card in majors and in the minors as well. And we only get keywords, but I have to say these keywords are really, really good. Like, I looked through the most of the cards because you can read through them really quickly, and you get the upright position and you get the reversed position, and they're really good. Like, for example, here for justice, balance and harmony. The consequences of our actions will be judged with a logical mindset, firmness, order, and impartiality. And reversed, dishonesty, lack of responsibility, indecision. And for the minors, you would get, for example, here we have, let's go, 4 of Pentacles, we have conservatism, control, and savings. So it's a bit different, right? It is similar, but a bit different meaning, which I really appreciate. And then for reversed, excessive spending, material setbacks, attachment to money, and greed. Let me show you. It's not focusing. And here for the majors, for example. Hope you can see it. It is very dark today in the UK or in London. It's like grey and rainy. So I'm really happy to bring this deck out because it's very happy and sunny and has lots of positive energy around it. So yes, we're going to look into the guidebook maybe a bit later as well through certain cards, just to give you some more examples. But for now, let's focus on our beautiful deck. Before we start, this deck comes on a 330 GSM black core cardstock, which is amazing. And it is a linen cardstock as well. It is the glossy linen, but because it is glossy, the colors pop really beautifully. And I think if it was not glossy, it would not look as striking. It is such a beautiful deck, and it's so, I don't know, it makes me so happy. It makes my inner child happy. It makes me step into this world of magic. Arpia managed to create her own world with this deck. It feels like stepping into this portal, or through this portal, into this magical, whimsical, happy, colorful universe. It's beautiful. Anyway, so on every card we have borders, which I really like, so they're purple, and they have the eyes on top and the moons on the bottom. And I talked to the creator about this, and I said that it reminds me of the High Priestess card that is to do with inner vision, with third eye, and with intuition, right, the moons. And she said, yes, that is exactly what these are about. So every card is kind of like a portal to step through, like in, the High Priestess has that veil, right? So every card is kind of like stepping through that veil into the secret knowledge of the robe, basically. Okay, I'm babbling now, and now let's just start. So we're starting with our beautiful Fool. So we see a jester type of person on this picture, and I love it so much. I mean, the person, the whole picture. I love that we have this sunshine at the back that kind of looks like a portal, right? The way it's drawn. I love it. I love that the Fool is holding a rose, that it's not necessarily white, it's tinged with pink. And to me, pink relates to the heart chakra, the higher heart chakra specifically, which is all about unconditional love. And that's what the Fool is really about, is like loving unconditionally. It's trust, innocence, right? Is that pure love. I love that so much. We have the dog or fox, or yeah, it could be anything, which is really cool as well. Like you can decide what you want to see in this familiar, I'm gonna say. We have yellow and blue, which I associate with solar plexus chakra and the throat chakra, right? So coming from a place of your true self is the yellow, and the blue is being honest, right? And what I found very interesting is that on the Fool's hat, we have the triple moon here. So that suggests to me that you're stepping through different phases with the Fool card, which is amazing because the Fool is really a card that can be put between any two cards in tarot. And lately I've been really looking in the connection between the Magician and the World card, and not as much as between the Fool and the World card, because really Fool is number 0, so it's everywhere and nowhere at the same time, if that makes sense. Anyhow, we have pink clouds, beautiful. I love that we have the mountains at the back, because obviously that suggests the obstacles to come. And I love that the Fool has closed eyes. That to me suggests that they're really in the moment, dreaming, kind of trusting, not really looking where they're going, but following their heart, right? With the pink rose here. So it's beautiful, beautiful Fool card. I also like that we have stars on their hat. So cool. And these are the beautiful backs of the cards. I love them. Like the sunshine with the third eye. So cool. And the moon. We have the moons. And the moon phases, like the full moon, the crescent moons on the side, and then again crescent. And then we have moons here as well. Okay, let's go to the Magician. One thing that I noticed, right, is that the Magician has a wand here, and then we also have a wand here. And I was thinking, oh, a lot of decks actually just takes this wand and puts it into Magician's hands. And then I went on to the Rider-Waite-Smith card, and I was like, actually, in the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Magician holds the wand as well in his hand, and he has the other wand on the table. So I was like, yes, this deck is very brilliantly Rider-Waite-Smith inspired. You see a lot of symbology from the Rider-Waite-Smith on the cards, seemingly, and they are put there a bit differently, but the same, if that makes sense. It's brilliant. It's so well done. So we see the lemonscate here. We see the lilies on the side. I think they're lilies. Oh my God, maybe they're not lilies. Maybe these are hibiscuses. I love that the Magician is wearing red, just like in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. I love that they have eyes that are covered, because that to me talks about that trickstery side of the Magician that we can see, right? And I'm just going to show it here, how the Magician and the World card connect beautifully in this deck. So do you see how the Magician and the World card both have this swirling portal behind them? That's just brilliant to me. Because like I said before, lately I've been connecting the Magician and the World card. So this was the beautiful Magician. As above, so below, you know, all the meanings that we have in the Rider-Waite-Smith are there. I love this High Priestess. Why? Because we have the all-seeing eye behind the veil. I connected to the third eye, right? And the third eye is connected to the third eye chakra, obviously, which is the inner vision, which is seeing through the veils, seeing through the things in life, like for what they really are. So if someone has a bad energy about them and they're telling you and trying to charm you on the, on the outside, but you see through them, that is the High Priestess energy for me. I love that we have pomegranates on the veil. She's sitting on the moon. She has Torah in her pocket. We see the lilies on the water as well. I love how there are details of the moon's light reflecting in the water. So beautiful. And also if you look at the pillars, which are trees here, we see the J and the B on the trees, which is such a small, amazing details. There's so many details. We see this triple moon here. And what I find interesting is that she's wearing a necklace with a star on it. So, I don't know, connection to that inner light that comes with the star card as well. And I love how her hair is in the water. Long hair is in many places in the world associated with spiritual connection, right? With a connection to the divine. So that is really cool. And here we come to our beautiful Empress card. So we have the waterfall at the background, which I really appreciate because is that, I don't know, majesty comes to mind. I love that we have trees and the forest at the back that is actually quite close up, because in the Rider-Waite-Smith, the forest is kind of far away. And here she's like inside of the forest, in the nature. She's sitting on the tree, is it called stump? Which is another layer to me, connection to the, ancient wisdom that comes with the trees. She has a wand here, which I find really cool because there are connections between the Empress card and the High Priestess card, because we see the crescent moon on this wand. We see pomegranates on this cloth here that she's sitting on. How cool is that? We see Venus, we see the wheats, the stars that the Empress has on top of her head are in her hair, and it creates like her beautiful hair creates this universe type of energy. It's kind of like she is that portal of creation of the universe. This deck is so cute and sweet and beautiful, but at the same time there is a lot of depth in it. And yeah, I love it when you find a deck that looks really sweet and cute and makes you go oh, but at the same time brings that depth with it. And this is such a wonderful deck. Honestly, I am blown away. I have been blown away. That's why I can't put it down. Like, I literally decided that I'm going to work with the Wild Unknown for the rest of this decan, and I cannot put this one down as well. So I might just add this one with my decan as well, which is 5 of Swords right now. Anyhow, what else do we have here? We have boobies. So she's naked. There is some nudity in this deck, but it's very tastefully and sweetly done, I'm going to say. So it's like, yes, she's naked, which again, what does that tell you about the Empress? That she's bare, right? That she is who she is, and she stands in her power without any mask on it, on top of her, right? Beautiful, I love that. And she has a crown, and she's like welcoming with her open arms. It's beautiful. So many things come through, and we can't see if she's pregnant or not, which is another cool thing about this, right? You can decide. Okay, next we have the Emperor card. I love this Emperor card. It's very, if you compare it to the Empress card, the strokes and everything with her feels very flowy, rounded, right? And with him, it's very stoic, very sharp, right? I love that. And I love the planets at the back. They're red, right? So we can connect them to that Mars energy and to that universal power, right? It feels like he is the one who is controlling those planets around. I love that we have ego. We also have the bird on the Empress card, which I found very interesting at the back here. I'm going to ask the creator what this bird means, and I'm going to write it in the description box below. And here we have the ego, so the higher perspective. I love the mountains in the background because it talks about that power, that structure, that heaviness, or like it's impossible to move the mountains, right? That's the energy that I get from it, from the card. I love that he has white hair, which tells me about the wisdom. We don't see any Aries, but we see the horns on his helmet, which are Aries horns, which is a really sweet detail. I love that we see flowers here as well, which can talk about the more gentler side of the Emperor. And we see a very small stream at the back. Again, a nudge to perhaps more softer side to the Emperor, right? So he's not just stern and serious and controlling, but he can also be welcoming, and he has emotions. They are very far back, but they are there, if that makes sense. I love that his, is it called scepter, is purple. To me, that speaks about connection to the divine, right? To the crown chakra, which is really cool, and it stands out from the picture. We see a lot of green as well, which again is a heart chakra, which is love, right? So perhaps the rules he established are really coming from love, right? We see red, of course. There's so many details. And the fact that he's sitting on a rock throne is so cool. And I love that we have these swirls here, because they remind me again of portals, right? And stepping through the portal, because the Emperor is about the four, right? The structure, the boundaries, the stability, the foundations, and then when you establish the foundations, you step through the portal to the next level. This Hierophant card is incredible. I am a Taurus, and one of the first cards that I check in Tarot deck when I get them is the Hierophant card. And I love that we have a bell here, because if you know anything about the bells around the world, the bells were used to, everything is vibration, right? And the bells frequency is very high frequency, and it kind of puts you in that, the sound baths, right? That type of state. And I don't want to go into conspiracy theories about why they remove the bells around the world. I mean, you can think why, but I love that we see it on this card so much. I love that we see the candles as well, because that to me speaks about that spiritual side of this card. We see the followers, we see the keys. I love that the characters in this deck have 4 fingers. They don't have 5 fingers, they have 4. So that creates like, okay, maybe they're not really human type of energy about it, which is really cool. It allows you to, I don't know, when we have humans in the deck, it's kind of like sometimes a bit too real, if that makes sense, because Tarot is mystical, right? So her removing 1 finger creates it a little bit more mystical, which is really, really smart. I love that we have the pillars here. I love that we also have this veil here on top, which is really interesting because it reminds me of the High Priestess card. I love that he has a purple cloak, again, connection to the high chakra, right, to the crown chakra, pardon me. And the way he's sitting in the, I don't know what this position is called in yoga, but it is a meditative pose. I love that he's sitting on a circular carpet as well that is yellow or gold, maybe it's gold, considering that this card can be associated with, the Pope, right? Which or who is a person who has all the riches because of his followers. And they have orange hats and green clothes, which is so interesting because orange is about expression, about creativity, and green is about love. You could go in many directions with these cards, especially if you have color associations, which I have. I associate colors with the chakra system. So another thing I love about this deck is that the angels are portrayed as real angels, like they actually are written in the Bible, right? They're not humans with wings. They are creatures like this. So I love it. I love that there's so much pink in this specific card, because I said it before, the higher heart chakra color is pink, right? Which is unconditional love, which is beautiful for the Lover's card. I love how they're committed, they're holding hands, and they're kind of like blessed, they're rising up together, right? And we have the traditional symbology, we have the snake, we have the apple, the tree of knowledge and wisdom, and we have the fire on this side, like in traditional decks. So that, I suppose, passion. We also have the volcano at the back, which is amazing. And I love the flowers, right? Because it creates that gentleness to the card. Oh man, I love it. And in the Devil card, we get the same 2 characters, which is amazing. I love that when the creators connect cards numerologically, right? Because 15 can be reduced to 6, right? And 6 is the Lovers. So that's pretty sweet. The Chariot. What I find very interesting about this Chariot is how the person doesn't have that starry thing above their head, but they have it literally on their 3rd eye. How cool is that? And it's so big that you can't see their eyes. So they're guided by their intuition, I feel. They're guided by their destiny, right? They follow their destiny. They feel their destiny in their body and they follow it. And I love these 2 sphinxes. To me, I don't know why, the way they're stepping, do you see it? To me, it creates sound in my head. I don't know. Can you hear it? It's like that. Bop, 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 bop. I can't make that sound, but yeah, we find it in cartoons. So we have all the traditional things, right? The seat at the back, we see the water. We can't see the bridge, but we can imagine it behind the Chariot. I love that they also have the wand, like in the traditional deck, right? And I love that they have these the wings on their helmet, because that reminds me of Hermes, right? We could go also into direction what the Hermes represent here. So we have the crescent moons, we have the square that is on the Chariot's armor in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. And I love that we have wings here. And the yellow, right, to me that tells me that to follow that solar plexus chakra energies and go with it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. The Strength card. Oh, I love her hair and the flowers in her hair. And that she's wearing white just in the Rider-Waite-Smith as well. It's really cool. And this line just feels very trusting, right? The line trusts the Strength, right? And I love that we have a lotus flower on the water at the back. And she's actually standing in the water when you look at it. That's beautiful. That adds a lot of the, I'm going to say feminine energy to it, because the water is connected to the feminine energies, right? And the lotus flower tells me no mud, no lotus. So in order to grow into the beautiful flower, you have to go through shit, basically, in life, right? The mud. Beautiful, beautiful. And I love that the tree at the back has red as leaves as well. Like rooting yourself in the root chakra. Also passion could be there. Yeah, beautiful. And a yellow sky at the back. So many details we could go into. This hermit is so nice. I love that the trees, of course. I love that. Why? Because in the Rider-Waite-Smith we have a hermit on top of the mountains, right? But here they go into the forest, right? They go into the dark wood, the scary place within ourselves. And they're shining their light, their lantern. And the trees are purple. Again, wisdom, right? Purple is the color of wisdom, is the color of connection to the divine. This deck is very purple and I love it. I'm here for it. This Wheel of Fortune is so amazing. I love that it's pink. I love it. It's beautiful. There's not many Wheel of Fortune cards that I love, and this is just so, so nice. I love that we have everything. So we have the alchemical symbols, we have the Torah, we have the Hebrew letters on it. We see all the creatures that appear, and of course we see the angel that actually looks like the angel from the Bible. So I love that. We have the zodiac signs, and the angel, of course, here is connected to the Aquarius, right? Love, love, love. Isn't that interesting that the angel is connected to the Aquarius, and Aquarius is connected to the star card, and the star card is that guidance, right? Perhaps that guidance is actually connection to the angels and divine, right? I mean, it actually is, but I love that. I love that. I never really thought about it that way. Like, I didn't connect it that way. Anyhow, gorgeous Wheel of Fortune. This Justice card is so great. I love her. I love her so much. When I saw this card, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because a lot of Justice cards are just boring. I'm not going to lie. Not all of them, of course, but a lot of them. And this one just feels composed, calm. I love that we have the pink moon and the sun at the background. So that talks to me about that duality. I love that she's controlling the sword and the scales here without actually holding them. So what does that tell us? I love that she's wearing red. I love that she's like seated so casually and relaxed on here, right? Between these two pillars, which again, duality and being in the middle, right? We have the veil. We see the stars at the back. And we see chessboard, what is it called? We see black and white floor on the bottom, which again talks about that duality. And her hair is exactly, if we put a line here, it's symmetrical. But then again, the funny thing is, if we draw the line here, we see, is she really impartial or not? Because one of her legs is like that, and one of her legs is like this. And it's kind of like hints of that Marseille type of justice, where her scales are not really balanced, where she puts one side of the scale on top of her knee, and here really the moon is onto her knee as well. So there's small details in this deck that you need to pay attention. It's so well done, honestly. You can see that Arpia knows what she's doing here, right? She understands tarot, and I love it when people who actually read tarot and understand tarot create their decks, because they can add layers in there that a person who is just so when the person who is not just an artist, but they actually know what they're painting from different perspectives because they have the knowledge, when that happens, it's just beautiful. Okay, this hangman, I'm going to show you why I love this hangman, is because if you look at the tree, what is up and what is down, right? What is up and what is down? I mean, how brilliant is that? I love it. I love it so much. And we have everything, we have the crossed legs, we have the being enlightened by being in this position. I love that he's not bound in by the rose, but actual tree. So that's cool. This death card is hilarious. Look at this. I love how death is holding this person's head, and we see that they took it off. And I love how the horse is trying to be the dragon. So it's kind of like the death is trying to be more dramatic than it actually is, if you know what I mean. And I love that we have the river of blood at the back. And we see that, I don't know what this person is called. They take the souls on the other side, right? And we see the sun card at the back. I love that we have the white rose. And we have these people, like a child and an old person here praying, right? So it tells you that the death comes for everybody. It doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the status, because this is the king's head. So yeah, I love this death card so much. This temperance, oh, I love it. I love how blue it is. I actually really adore that. The wings as well. And again, this angel, look at the wings. It has wings here, but it also has wings here, and it has wings here. So again, yes, it looks more humanoid than in the Lover's card, but at the same time, it has the wings like they should be, right? And we see all the symbology here. We see the square, we see the triangle, the 1 foot on the floor and in the water. We see the path to enlightenment at the back. We see the iris flower, you know, like so many little details. I love it so much. And I love how their head, around their head, looks like the sun's rays, right? And they have a star around their head as well. So we have a sun and a star. So it's that balance again, right? Love it. This devil is amazing. It's so good. Like, if you look at the people here, it looks like they're pleasuring themselves, if you look closely. And it's in the depth of the cave, right? It's like those depths of desire. It kind of feels forbidden, you know, that this card. We see that the heart here is on fire. And obviously the devil put it on fire with their purple flame, which is very interesting that we have purple flame and not red flame, right? Because purple is connected to the divine again. So that is so interesting. And of course we see the pentacle turn around on their head. But yeah, the cave and how these two people before they were committed to each other. And now it's asking me, are they staying together just because of the physical pleasures, you know, or is there more behind still? Yeah, I love that the devil, which was an archangel before, right? The devil fell from grace, or whatever it's called. And therefore, we know that the angels are actually gender binary, right? And here we see that the devil has female parts, but we also know that the devil has male parts down there. So I like that so much, that this little, because I think in some Marseille decks we have devil like that as well. So I think that I'm going to actually ask her, I'm going to ask Arpia if she only based her deck on the Rider-Waite-Smith, or did she actually took some things from the Marseille, because I find bits in this deck that are very Marseille-like. Okay, I love this tower so much. I love it when we see actual crown falling off the tower. And I love how it's really dark on top, and then on the bottom, this yellow water, I think it's water, or maybe it's sky. It's like very positive. So whatever broken down, they're falling into that yellow, right? The yellow is the positivity. It's the happy color. So, and also it's connected to the solar plexus chakra, which means to me that they're falling into a place where they truly meant to be, where, you know, they're coming from who they truly are, if that makes sense. This star card, oh, I love it so much. And I love that we can see a person presented with vitiligo, which is incredible. I love how inclusive this deck is. It's beautiful, so beautiful. So she's holding vessels, one with the eye open, one with the eye closed, right? What does that mean? You know, we can go into so many details. The bird is not on the tree, it's on her head, which is her crown chakra, right? And 1 foot on the water, 1 on the ground. We see the flowers growing, we see the sprouts, so definitely the healing comes to mind. But it also tells me, yeah, the star is there, but you are the real star, right? I love that we have this mountain at the back that kind of looks like the volcano again, which is really cool. And this tree here is from the strength card, which, you know, The star is number 17, and 17 connects to number 8, which is the strength card. So do you see how brilliant this deck is? Like, it's so good. There's so many details. Okay, the moon card. Oh man, I love this moon card so much. It's like so raw and primal, because both the wolf and the dog, we see that this one has a collar, so this is the dog, are both howling to the moon, right? So it to me, it shows me that different side of the moon. It's kind of like sometimes the wildness just is awakened within you because of the celestial bodies, right? The moon. You can't really control it. You need to allow it to come through, right? To come through that wild spirit within you. And see here, even the crayfishes, I feel like it was kind of pulled out of the moon, because we have 3 rays here. So for the 2 beasts here and for the crayfish. And I love how the path is illuminated here to the enlightenment. And I love the stars around. We also see the towers, right, which are the trees here. Amazing. And I love how these waters are very swirly. And I love how the moon has half closed eyes, right? Which talks to me about that half seeing the truth. You can't really openly see what is there and what is not, what is real and what is not. So it talks about those illusions as well. And sleep, right? It reminds me of sleep. It is dreams. So many things are triggered through this card. And if you look at the sun now here, the sun has opened eyes, right? And I love the connection between the sun and the moon here. I talked about this connection between the sun and the moon card in my last review. I think it was the Light at Wind of the Row, where I love when we see actual connection between the 2 cards. So they're the same size and their faces are the same, just, in a different circumstances. I love the sun card so much, because it's very just obvious what it is. And we see the 4 sunflowers that we see in the Rider-Waite-Smith. We see the wall, which is really cool. And this child is very happy with their little flag. I love it. So flying your freaking flag, right? And the Judgment card with the real angel once again. And I love their wings. It feels like very majestic. It just feels very majestic. Like, it asks me, like, what is really your purpose, right? Big wings, like, what is really your purpose? And if we look at the souls here, they show all the colors of the chakras, which to me tells me that feeling aligned wakes you up to your high purpose. Does that make sense? Beautiful card. Love this Judgment card. And the World, which we saw before with the Magician card. A vortex, a portal into something new, right? And the person seems very happy. She has 2. If we look at our Magician card, she has the same wand but 2 of them, which is really cool. And another thing that I really like about this card is, let's take out our Wheel of Fortune as well. So Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. Do you see the resemblance or connections between the cards? We have the same animals from the Wheel of Fortune, which is number 1, right? 10, 1. And we see the connection with the Magician, which is number 1. And the World is 20, but it's 21, right? So it's also a connection to 1. So yeah, really, really cool. I love that we see the moon phases at the top and at the bottom. And I love that this vines here kind of look like laurel wreath, which is the symbol of victory, right, and achievements. So yeah, beautiful. And here we are in our minors. Oh my goodness, aren't they beautiful? Look at that. They're so obvious. And another thing that is so cool about this deck is that all the suits are color coded. So all the wands are going to be orange, yellowy, all the cups are going to be blue, all the swords are going to be purpley, and all the pentacles are going to be green. Okay, so that's so great to me. That gives me so much joy. I can't explain to you. Maybe it's because I have neurodivergent brain. Who knows? But it just makes me so happy. I love this powerful fire here, and I love how it has like a swirling thing on the top here, which it just adds a magic to it. I love how she drew the wands here in this deck. I really like them, because I feel often the wands can look quite boring in some decks. This one's just looks so magical. the Ace of Cups with the very magical, interesting looking water coming out. It kind of looks like tentacles from the octopus, which you can add another layer to that. We have the dove coming from the divine, right? The divine connection, the openness to divine connection, the possibilities of emotion there with the waves around, and we see the lotuses. The Ace of Swords is so adorable. It, like I said before, the swords suit reminds me of the Sailor Moon. I don't know if you're familiar. I'm gonna put a picture there on the screen for you to see if you are younger than in your 30s. Or maybe people younger than me watched it. I don't know. Anyhow, where was I? Yeah, just so cool. I love that we see the wind kind of blowing through as well. And we see another swirl here. And we see the mountains, right? Which talks about the challenges in the sword suit. And here with the Ace of Pentacles, I love this portal here. I love how these bushes here create kind of like, I don't know, it's more closed than in the traditional deck. And I really like that. And I love how obvious this pentacle here is and the portal here. And we see the path and the mountains that are coming, right? The challenges, the obstacles that will be there because we're only at the beginning of the suit. Here we see our twos and a very traditional looking Two of Wands. I like how the person, we see actually in the wand suit. Yeah, let me talk about the beings we see actually here. So in the wand suit, we have this dragon beings. I'm going to say they're not completely dragons, but they are dragon humanoids. In the cups we have mermaids, in the swords we have fairies or fae, and in the pentacles we have gnomes. So the Two of Wands has traditional person looking at the world, right? But what I like here is that the pyramids kind of like forming at the background, but you can't really see that they're pyramids yet. The Two of Cups, I love this Two of Cups so much because we see their tails intertwined. We don't see the traditional lion and what is it called? The that symbol that is connected to the snakes. I forgot the name. But we see trees, which to me is even more beautiful. And on top of the trees here, we see angel wings on the trunks of the trees. We see the angel wings and the heart, which is so beautiful. It's like powerful, right? It's like connection of the hearts. It says, and it's like freeing. It feels free. It feels like everything is possible with those wings. I love it so much. It's so sweet. This Two of Swords is so cool. So we see a lot of floating mountains in the swords, which I find really cool because it reminds me of the Avatar movies, and I love Avatar movies. So yeah, that's really cool. I love that we have water right on this picture, just like in the traditional deck. We see the crescent moon. She's blindfolded, and I love that she's in this position of meditation when she's trying to make her decision in where to go, right? And I love that she's not in the water, but the water is there. And here in the Two of Pentacles, I absolutely love this sweet little gnome with his flower hat on top of his head. So cute. And we see the paper boats at the back. So cool. Love it. So it has that playfulness to it. The fact that it's a paper boat adds playfulness and not taking things too seriously, if that makes sense. Like trying to enjoy whilst you're juggling things in your life. Okay, here we have our threes. So in the Three of Wands, what I like about this is the person is not facing sideways, is now facing towards where they're going. If you look at their feet, they're moving, right? Which is really great because that tells me that they are on the move, right? Things are happening. They're already seeing what is being created or what is happening or what they are manifesting. But it's interesting because we see the boats here kind of look a bit chaotic. They're all going in different directions. So that tells me that you really need to step into that flow because things are happening and continue, right? You can't just stand here and watch, right? You need to actually do things. And I love how they have their hand on their hip because that tells me about that determination and decisiveness, that they know in which direction and they know what they want to achieve, which is really cool. The Three of Cups, very traditional looking. And I love that we have these three colors for the tails because we see red, which is grounding, right? Which is feeling safe. So when you are in the position of the Three of Cups, you are enjoying, you're letting your emotions flow, whatever that is, but you feel safe in that environment. And then we see both heart chakra colors. So we see green and pink, which again, you must feel that in your heart. You need to have an open heart in order to be in the Three of Cups energy. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense here. This Three of Swords, very traditional looking, but I love it. I actually really love it. I'm usually not the biggest fan of the, just stab 3 swords through the heart. Not that I hate it, I don't hate it, but it's just, I love how, we see the blood here. I like that. And the rain, and yeah, I like it. I love that we have a swirl here as well. So it's kind of like it's all part of life. And this reminds me of the pattern that we see in nature as well, which is growth, right? This symbol actually represents growth. So that's really cool that it's on the Three of Swords. And this Three of Pentacles is amazing. I like that we have the chessboard floor again. It's very interesting. And I love how the window is actually broken. They're not building, but they're repairing, which is really, really sweet actually. And how the light is coming through. So sometimes things need to be broken in order to be rebuilt in a better way with others. So that is sweet, man. I like that. And the foundation with this type of floor, because the 3, is about expansion and growth, but it's also 3 is more stable than 2, right? So that's really sweet. Oh, and the 2 is hinted actually here with the 2 with the 2 trees, which is really cool. And here in the 4 of Wands, we see the pyramids, right? They are right there. And what I love about the fact that we see pyramids here, I'm not sure even the Rider-Waite-Smith they are here or not, but to me, pyramids are a connection to a very high spiritual realm. And some people believe that if you step into pyramids, it kind of aligns your chakras. And that's exactly how I feel with the 4 of Wands. Like, yeah, it's celebration. It's, celebrating those milestones in your development. And feeling safe in the moment, right? Feeling happy in the moment, feeling like you achieved something in the moment, even though there are challenges coming. But it's more than that. It's like that kind of like you establish exactly what your spiritual... 4 is the number of stability, right? And the fire I connect to spirit, right? So it's kind of like you know exactly where you want to be and what you believe in, or what are you connected to, where your spirit is guiding you. So that's really cool. That is to do with the pyramids here. And the 4 of Cups is amazing. Love it. It's kind of like the person is looking away, the cup is being offered to them, so like, not now. Actually, let's look at the guide, because I know that it has really good keywords for this card. So it says, not now, but maybe later, apathy and reflection. I love that it's reflection here as well. And the reverse is temporary period of introspection, disillusioned. I like that. And the 4 of Swords, oh, I love it. It's so sweet. I mean, it's very traditional looking, but it's just sweet with the pink colors. I love it. And that they're all fairies. See, here's the fairy, here's the fairy, he's the fairy. So yeah, I love it. And the 4 of Pentacles, what I like about this 4 of Pentacles is it's quite layered, even though it just looks sweet at the front, if you look at it. So one thing that I noticed is that he's holding one and he has 2 feet on each pentacle here, but the 4th pentacle is held down by his beard, which tells me he knows exactly what he's doing with his money, right, with his resources, because the beard, the long white beard, is associated with wisdom in many folklore tales, or in different stories. And then we see mushrooms as houses, right? Houses are, safe and stable, and yeah, you feel safe in the house, but mushrooms are connected to transformation. So that's kind of hints to that, yes, 4 is stable, but it also, especially in Earth, in the Earth suit, is very stable. It kind of hints to that, yes, it's stable, but it also needs to transform soon because mushrooms, right? And then we see redwood trees, at least I see them as redwood, and redwoods also talk about that ancient wisdom. So that's really interesting. Lots of wisdom in this 4 of Pentacles. It's kind of like knowing exactly what you're doing with those resources, Okay, 5s. Oh, I love how playful these 5s look. They look really similar. Their expressions look very similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith card, and I really appreciate that because it's not too serious, right? Yeah, there is a competition, they are fighting, but it's not too serious. Like, they're not really hitting each other. You know what I mean? I mean, actually, this one kind of looks like they're hitting this guy in the head. But not really. They're not really hitting him. They're close, but they're not really hitting him. They're moving. This person is moving. The 5 of Cups. I love it. So this mermaid, it feels like she's trying to find that castle, and she came here to this island and there's nothing there, and she's crying. Oh no, I didn't find it. But if she looked up, she would see that the castle is right there. She needs to just swim a little bit further. And I love that we have this arched bridge here as well from the Rider-Waite-Smith. I love that. The Five of Swords. This fairy looks very pleased with herself or with themselves. We can't really see the gender here, right? Which I appreciate. Again, this person seems very pleased with themselves, and I love how these two other people or beings are positioned. Like this one is crying and this one feels just very disappointed and stabbed in the back, like, oh, when you fall on your knees type of energy. So I really like that. And it's interesting that we have flowers here and that the blossoms or blossom leaves are flying away. So that is very cool. It kind of tells me, yeah, the friendships between these people were blossoming, but now they're kind of done, you know, because they're being blown away. So that's really cool. And it's interesting, I never really thought about this, but this person is holding 3 swords, and 3 of swords is pain, right? And it's being stabbed in the back, it's being disappointed. So yeah, it's really cool. This 5 of Pentacles, I love it because the light that is coming through these pentacles is so bright and beautiful. And I love that it's 3 of them as well, because 3 of Pentacles, right, is the collaboration with others, right? So this card does talk about others are there to help you if you ask for help, right? So that's really cool. And I love how poorly this guy here is. Oh, look at them. And this person is not too happy. And we can see their red little feet because it's so cold in the snow. And I love how frozen the snowflakes are. Like they're crystallized. I love these little details. It's such a beautiful deck, man. It's not just cute. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Energetically, it kind of reminds me of the Playful Heart Tarot, but it is more traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, which makes it much easier to read if you're not a seasoned reader. Okay, let's go to the 6s. This 6 is really cool because the person is riding a dragon, I think, or lizard, and this lizard has a very smirk facial expressions, like they're proud of this person, but at the same time, it kind of hints to the 7 of Swords that is coming, because they also be looking like, they're proud of them, but they're already plotting what they're going to do. How they're going to go back, how they're going to get back at them. You know, it's really, really interesting. One thing that I love about this deck is the figures' noses, because they remind me of my nose, and I don't see my nose in many decks, I'm not going to lie. And all these figures, they have the nose that look like mine, so maybe that I'm a bit biased when it comes to this. Okay, 6 of Cups. I love it. I love it so much. It's so sweet. But also, like, it encaptures that feeling of excitement, of that childhood. Like, she's so happy, this little girl, to you know, when you can give like a box to a little baby and they're gonna be happy. That's the feeling that I get from here. And I love that we have the house at the back, because it talks about safety, about that safe space, about, you know, those memories in the past that feel like home, kind of. That's what I get. And another little detail that you might not notice at first is we see a tail here from, you know, in the Rider-Waite-Smith we have that person in the background that is walking away. This, we see a person or a mermaid here swimming away, right? So that is such a cool little detail. And I love that we have 4 cups here on the floor, because 4 is about stability. And then we see 2 cups here, which 2 cups, right, is that 2 of Cups is that connection, is that harmonious connection, which is just beautiful, man. It's like kind of, you could go in the way where in the 4 of Cups, the person is having everything and they're like reflecting, right? And then we see this in the 6 of Cups. It's kind of like, maybe they're reflecting about this, maybe they're thinking about this, right? Such a cool detail. 6 of Swords. We see 2 fairies and they're going on the leaf, right? They are moving towards the rainbow. I love that. And I love that we have a waterfall here. So it's kind of like, the waterfall always feels like that, what's the expression? Oh my gosh, you know, when the release, that's it. It feels like a release, the waterfall. So that's great for the 6 of Swords. But also, look at the people here, or the fairies. This fairy has one sword on their back. So it's kind of like, you're not alone in this, right? In this challenging situation. Because look at the water here. They're still going through the challenges. It's not they're done. They're not there yet. They're still going through it. but this person doesn't have to go, oh, they're two, oh my gosh, they're two, I didn't even see. It's like in the Rider-Waite-Smith, we see an adult and a baby here, or a small child. So you don't have to go through this by yourself, right? And the baby also has one sword on them, which is so interesting. So yes, it's interesting because the person has two swords on their back. They're holding two swords, but then one sword is on the little child and one sword is on this person here. So that is so cool. You can read into this. And I love how we see this pattern again. You know, why can't I remember the name of the pattern? Oh my gosh, it's not a swirl. It's called a spiral. Oh my gosh, I couldn't remember the spiral. Okay. 6 of Pentacles. This is my card. If you look at my decan, I'm born in the 2nd decan in Taurus. So this is my card. And I love it. I love it so much. It's not very complex, but it's beautiful. And what I like about it is, again, colors. We see a person that is giving is having red clothes. Red is associated with safety. Amazing. And then these two people have green clothes, and green is associated with heart chakra. So like they're receiving with an open heart. Does that make sense? Oh, so beautiful. And I love how we have 3 and 3 balance in the middle. And we see those two trees that talk to me about, again, balance and duality and all that. So great. They're also wearing orange, and orange is about creativity. So perhaps being creative with your resources, you know, as well. Like, because in the 6 of Pentacles, I feel like you are in the position where you do have enough to give, right? So yeah, you could go in many different directions with these cards. Love this deck. Oh my gosh, I love it. I mean, can you see why I can't put it down? It's such a great, easy, fluid reader. It is just incredible. I love it. Okay, so 7 of Wands is one of my favorite cards generally in Tarot. Or 7s are generally one of my favorite cards. Yes, very, very obvious what is happening here. I love the little detail that if you look at their feet, they're wearing different things on their feet, which is another little detail from the Rider-Waite-Smith. Love that. Love the 7 of Cups because it feels like the person is frozen in the water. And I love that we see different options here. But I'm going to read you what it says in the guidebook because she doesn't say options. I love that. I love that she doesn't say options because it's so much more than that in the 7 of Cups. Okay, so here it says fantasies, wishes, taking decisions and opportunities. Yeah, I love it. And I love that we have an anatomical heart here. You know, there's so many things in front of us, but really we should go for what your heart is desiring, right? Okay. Oh, and I love how dragon here is hiding in the cup. Such small little cute details. I think there is an octopus on this little cup here with a victorious wrath. Okay, let's go to the 7 of Swords. I love how smirk and happy this person is about what they're doing. And I love how they have 2 and 3 swords. So that kind of hints to the 5 of Swords, right? And 2 are here on the ground. And it kind of feels like, you know what? It gives me the vibe of the Robin Hood. Is this? I think this is what it is. I don't know why Robin Hood comes to mind, right? Stealing from the ones that have and giving it to the ones that don't. That is really sweet. I think I'm going to ask the creator if that's what she had in mind, because that's what I got just now looking at this card. And the 7 of Pentacles, this little gnome has been working so hard. And they have 1 pentacle here, but there are more here that still need to mature, right? They're not ready yet. So yeah, it's really interesting. Like, it's hard work. We see 2 sides again. It's kind of like duality, like to stay or not to stay. Push and pull energy, which is great for the 7 of Pentacles because you need to look at what is happening and adjust if needed, right? So yeah, love it. And also what I like about this card is actually, if you compare it to other cards, it looks very plain. It's not as detailed, if that makes sense. There's not as many details. And that's really cool for the 7 of Pentacles because it's kind of like, yes, perhaps things are a bit plain right now because things are not completely there yet. Like, you've been working so hard, you've been putting things in, and you can't see the fruits of labor just yet, right? You see a little bit, but not what you would expect by now. That is really sweet detail. 8. Okay, 8 of Wands, very traditional looking. I love it. I love that we have water, so it talks about that flow. I like that a lot because I connect 8 to the flow state. 8 of Cups here. again, very traditional looking, but it reminds me of the Little Mermaid because she wanted to go out on the, on the shore, right? So she's moving away from the previous life. That is not easy, right? That's not an easy thing, not an easy task to do, but you're just not emotionally fulfilled anymore where you are. So you are moving to another stage, and then we see mountains and everything in the background. So that tells me that it's not going to be an easy journey, right? The Eight of Swords is very interesting because this person here is standing right at the edge of this floating mountain, and one of their feet is in the water, which is very cool because we see that in the Rider-Waite-Smith. So the water talks about intuition, right, and emotion, and the other feet is not in that. So it's like about logic. But her little castle is behind her, and to get there, like, she needs to go through many different, like, it is not an easy task to get there. But then again, she has bloody wings. She's a fairy, so she can get there. She just needs to open her wings and fly, right? So that is so cool. Small details like that. Amazing. Love that. And this Eight of Pentacles is everything. I don't know because I didn't ask her, but it feels very personal, this card, to Arpia, because she's an artist, right? So this person here is an artist too. So that's so sweet. I love it so much. And I love how dedicated she is. She's in the flow state, right? And I love how dirty her clothes are from the painting. But she doesn't mind because all she cares about is doing her craft, mastering her craft, practicing, doing the work, putting the work in. I love this. Love this Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. I love how he's like looking behind his shoulder. It's kind of like they are kind of overreacting, like, right? They're quite safe behind this nine wands, but I feel like they're very on edge, right? Waiting for the other shoe to drop kind of thing. Love this. I love this so much because the Nine of Wands is like thinking about having a little break before you really push to the very edge. You're almost there, but you need that breather, right? And you need to relax a little bit. Like, you can't go to the next stage feeling like this, if that makes sense. This Nine of Swords is amazing. It's so good. Look at the expression, body expression of this fairy, right? Makes so much sense. And the fact that she's naked again is amazing because you are bare in that state of when you're worrying so hard. It's like you have nothing to cover. Like, if you feel... It's like all the anxieties and the negative stuff coming at you at night, right? When it feels too quiet, if that makes sense. And this nakedness portrays to me that feeling. And the fact that we have zodiac signs floating around is such a great detail, man. Because we see that on the blanket, usually in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And how this dark thought, like this cloud here, is dark thoughts coming down at you. So cool. I love this nine so much. The Nine of Cups, she looks like a little mermaid that made it to the castle. Although she's still a mermaid here, but you know what I mean. Like, she's very proud. And I love how she has her hands crossed, just like in the Rider-Waite-Smith, because that tells me about that not being open to others. Like, you're happy and content with what you have, but you're not really sharing it because you're kind of guarding it, if that makes sense. I love that. And I love how these things here look like they're spilling out, and how all the algae are growing around, and she has a star on her face, like on her head, which is kind of like, it's a humorous approach to this card, and I like it. Oh, I love this Nine of Pentacles again. I love it so much. I love that we have Mushroom House at the back again, because the Nine of Pentacles is about that enjoyment, enjoying your life, because you have everything that you work so hard for. You finally have it, and you finally have time to fucking endure in the pleasures of life, right? In physical sense. But then the mushrooms in the background are telling you, like, transformation, right? It's like that little hint, transformation. Like, yes, this is great being in this feeling of abundance and enjoying it, but also then thinking what is coming next, right? What is the next step, right? We can't stay in this stage forever. Love that. 10 of Wands. Love this. I love that we have pyramids there again. I love that they're pushing. They're not seeing through. They're just, kind of pushing through the wall, right? They're pushing through the wall. And it's kind of like you can't do that. You have to put them down and go over. I love that. I mean, it is very Rider-Waite-Smith, but here's more obvious with this wall. The 10 of Swords. I love how this whole person is stabbed here. And we can see blood pool under them, but we also see the sun and the water here, like refreshing, healing waters. And we see the new dawn coming, which I love. The 10 of Cups is so sweet. And this reminds me of the Six of Cups card, which is beautiful, right? These connections between the cards are so beautiful in this deck. And this Ten of Pentacles is just, it's just so joyous. I love how relaxed, happy, content, and also being allowed to be playful, right? You can be playful in this card because you feel so secure. And I love that we see the tree, right? Because the wisdom, the time that it takes to grow that tree is, the Ten of Pentacles is legacy, right? It's something that you work on for a very, very long time. It's not just something that comes overnight, right? So I love that. And I love that we see different generations as well. And instead of 2 dogs, we have 2 squirrels, which is so cute. Okay, let's go to our court cards. And I'm going to put pages and knights, and I'm going to put queens and kings together. So I love how we see that progression between these people here on top. Kind of feel like at the beginning of their journey, and they're very open and curious. And these ones are in motion and movement, like the knights should be. I love how directional the court cards are, and if I'm not mistaken, all the court cards in this deck are turned in the same positions as the ones in the Rider-Waite-Smith, which I really appreciate. So our Page of Wands, I love how they're looking at their wand and they're looking forward. And I love that they have little salamanders here. They have the sun on their trousers/skirt. I love that we have pyramids. It's such a good card. I love the Page of Cups here with the little fish flying out and the lots of stars, which reminds me of that. Just that connection to the divine, that the Page of Cups, I see it connected to the divine, right? They're really open to the divine. I feel like the Page of Cups is the person that is open to the universe and just really goes with the flow, and they're very imaginative and creative. The Page of Swords, I love her so much. I love how just in the Rider-Waite-Smith she's looking back, but the sword is at the front of her. I really like that. And I love the positioning of her legs. Like she's in the air, but not completely. I love it. The Page of Pentacles is so cute. And again, we have little mushrooms here and the flowers. And I see the fields here, just like in the Knight of Pentacles, which I really like. So we have the beginnings of the fields. They're not in the fields yet, but the Knight of Pentacles is there in the fields, right? So they know they have to do the work. They're ready to put their work in. They are studying their pentacle, thinking what they're going to do with it. I love that they have... Oh, that's just the hair, I think. Yeah. This is probably just the hair here on their forehead, but I can see it as the crescent moon as well, which is really cool because crescent moon is connected to the new beginning, right? So that's cool. And the intuition, and yeah. And I love the flowers. And I love that they stepped out of the forest, right? They're not afraid, they're brave. And if you just go down to the Knight of Pentacles, I find it so neat that we have the Capricorn association here with the ram, right? That is so sweet. I love that. And like the way they're sitting, it's so cool. Like they're very, sure. They're assured. And they're sure of themselves and they know what they're doing. I love this Knight of Swords. Like just going into action. And I love this one who's greeting you so gracefully on this beautiful seahorse. Oh, so sweet. I love it so much. And I love that they have this little pouch here. And we see the Hermes wings on their head, which is something that we see in the Rider-Waite-Smith. But I think it's on their feet, right? I think it's on their feet. And this Knight of Wands, look at them. Oh my gosh, they're like, yeah, let's go. Like, it feels like they are stepping into action with real purpose, that's to do with their morals, if that makes sense. They want to be the hero, And if you look at the top, all the court cards have a little crown, which is really sweet because that tells you that we are looking at the royal people in the deck, which is really cool. The Queen of Wands is my favorite card in this deck, and that's amazing because to me the Queen of Wands is the most important card in the tarot deck, because the Queen of Wands to me is a witch. However you want to see it, see her or see them, but to me she is like a witch. So she is just so detailed and beautiful, and the sunflowers and the little cat and the energy around her. And I love how the thrones are very similar in the kings and the queens. I love that. So with her king, I love how they're looking at each other, right? I love how her wand is different to the king. King has much bigger wand, so that tells me about that his ego is much bigger than hers, which is really cool. And his crown is also more fiery than hers. And he has a little salamander here, and he has a salamander on his shoulder as a familiar. How cool is that? He has a familiar too, so he has magic about him too, you know? And look at his big tail. Wow. Her tail is much bigger as well, but, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, he definitely has that powerful leader energy, and she has like a powerful leader, but also very witchy energy. I love the king and the queen of the cups. I love that she's bare here. You can see that she doesn't have any clothing on top of her body, which is really sweet. I also love the body, right, diversity, because you see that she's more, that her body is more full. It's not like thin, like we see in lots of the decks. That's another thing about this deck. It's so diverse. It's beautiful. And I love her long hair. I love that we have all the things that we have in the Rider-Waite-Smith. We have pebbles, we have the starfish, we have the cup that is covered. I love that. And we see, what did I say the cliff? I did, I think. And what is the, oh yes, is this the little angel that we see? Oh my goodness. That's such a sweet detail. So we have the little baby angel type of figure that we see in the Queen of Wands', Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith. We see it right here. So cool. And the King and Queen of the Swords are my favorite. I love that they both have crescent moons here. And they turn different ways. How cool is that? Oh my gosh. That is the coolest thing ever. It's kind of like different sides of the same energy. So cool. And the king is looking straight at you and the queen is looking there. And I love how she's giving her hand up like, yes, next. Next subject, please. So funny. And I love how her hair is floating in the air. Oh, she's such a boss lady. I love it. And the king here, I love this both of this two. They're so great. And I love the butterflies as well we see. And their wings are butterfly wings as well. And they're up in the clouds, you know. Oh, I love this so much. This is my advice, and it's very clear and it's very real. And it's very honest. I love that. And the king and queen of pentacles are just so, I don't know, they're so lovely. Like, she feels more warm and welcoming and caring. And he feels like he's smirk about his wealth, which is really flipping cool. I love that. I love it. And look at his mushroom. He's holding the mushroom. So he kind of mastered that 10 of Pentacles, right? Energy. I love his golden horns here, which, again, hint to the Taurus, right? Because this card is related to Taurus. So that is so sweet, man. And I love that they have golds on their clothing, right? She has golden antlers, which look like the deer's antlers, which is connected to connection to nature, right? Oh, beautiful. And look, she has flowers in her hair. We see the bunny, just like we do in the Rider-Waite-Smith, which is really important to me to see. And I love that she's barefoot because she's connected to nature, right? She's connected to the earth. And he has, just like in the Rider-Waite-Smith, lots of armor on him as well. And look at his earrings. So cool. Love it. And I love that they have the same looking throne, similar looking throne, I'm going to say. Oh, I love this deck. So this was the whole deck. Now let me show you the gilding because it is so beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but it has these hot pink edges and it's kind of holographic. I'm not sure if you can see. I hope you can see. It goes from this pink to purple to red. It's really sweet. It's a really, really sweet gilding and it's not sharp. It's perfect. So I'm going to show you how it shuffles. If you have Lisa Papez's decks, it shuffles like that, basically. Like butter. And one more, and I'm gonna do a little short reading for you so you see how it is in action. And overhand it shuffles beautifully as well. And I just love these bags. Aren't they beautiful? So pretty. If you would like me to do a reading for you, check the description box below. There's a link where you can click and it's gonna take you to my booking website. I offer any types of readings, so if you feel drawn to my reading style, you know where to go. Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's do the full card reading. So where you are, Something in light, something in shadow, and key to success. Let's look at that. It's kind of like a diamond shape reading. Okay. So what does our viewer have to know in this moment in time? Situation. 4 of Wands. Something to embrace. On light, we have Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Something in the shadow. 7. And key to success, we have, King of Wands. Nice. Okay, so it feels like right now you are in that sweet spot where you feel safe and secure in where you are, and you are encouraged to celebrate little successes, right? Or perhaps you are celebrating, perhaps you're literally celebrating something, your birthday, a milestone, something where you feel really happy about, basically, right? The gift of the situation, or the light side of the situation, or in light, right? You got Ace of Pentacles, which is great, which tells me that really perhaps it is your birthday and you're getting lots of gifts. It could really be that simple. Or there is an opportunity rising from this place, right? There's an opportunity that if you grab, there's a lot of potential to create with it. And especially having the 7 of Cups at the bottom, that tells me that with whatever is coming your way, which is really, really good stuff, the new opportunity, it perhaps allows you to dream of different directions you want to go in, and you perhaps feel overwhelmed with the, I don't want to say choices available to you, because I hate that. I hate it's like you have lots of choices, but it's more like there are lots of things that rise within your heart. So this what triggers within you, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles is triggering something within your heart that creates these desires in different directions. You're thinking about where you could go, where this whole opportunity could lead you. And you are, of course, encouraged to, with the King of Wands, to really go for the desire within you, not what other people tell you should do, not what you're supposed to do, perhaps even by your own, moral compass. But what is your real desire? What is ambitious to you? What doesn't feel easy? What feels exciting? Something that doesn't feel the easiest, the most simple path, but something that is exciting and challenging, and is going to allow you to grow, and is going to allow you to step into your real boss energy, it tells me. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Oh, Temperance. Yeah, so Temperance is about alchemy, right? So you are creating your destiny right now in this moment in time, and you're in a really good position to do so, considering that you got 4 of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. That tells me that the grounds are very stable for you to build on them, if that makes sense. You have been working so far, and you have seen some progress. You have established, right, something that has a huge potential to build upon, if that makes sense. And with the Temperance card, which is about alchemy, but it's alchemy from a place of balance, right? So it's not only staying in somewhere in the middle ground, not going to any extremes, but it's also knowing how much of certain potion put into the cauldron to create that spell or that potion that you need, right? So it's knowing exactly which ingredients to take to create what you want, if that makes sense. So again, if you are stepping in that boss energy with the King of Wands, you will know how and what to do in order to feel safe and balanced, and like you're not stretched into too many polarities, if that makes sense. Coming from that harmonious place as well, because Iris is connected to Iris flower, which we see here, is connected to the rainbow, and rainbow is connected to the 7 chakras, which is again alignment, feeling balanced and centered, and perfect balance between being open and knowing where your boundaries are, if that makes sense. So I hope this reading makes sense. I feel like it's some sort of like you're creating something very important in your life. Temperance is a major arcana card, right? So you have a really good disposition to create something very exciting, something that has huge potential with the Ace of Pentacles. It can come from Ace to 10, right? Which is your legacy. So perhaps you're actually creating a business or something that is to do with your real passion. We have 2 cards of two cards of fire here, which is passion, which is drive, something that really drives you, something that makes you wake up in the morning. We have cups, which is emotion, right? Intuition. We have earth, which is that physical thing that we're building. The temperance card here perhaps is giving you a hint to make sure that you not only following your drive, which is very important and what emotionally fulfills you, but also to include clear thinking, clear communication, and to think about it too, right? To include that in it too, because temperance is about balance, right? It's about including everything. So we have basically everything apart from the air. So air is also important. Information, thinking clearly, getting all the information that you need is very important, I feel. Getting all the information that you need in order to proceed, right? Don't just jump into something because it looks shiny. Get all the information about it first, because the boss, like a king of wands, would definitely do that, right? He wouldn't just jump in because he's not the knight. So yes, I hope this reading makes sense. Once again, thank you so much, Arpia, for sending this deck my way. It is an absolute delight to read with this deck. It is beautiful, it is charming, it is cute, it is deep, it is color-coded, which I love. And it's so physically pleasurable to work with it because of the cardstock is so great. I really, really enjoy it. If you want to purchase this deck, I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it was a very long review, but hey, when I love the deck, I can't help myself. So yes, I hope that you have a wonderful day or night or evening or morning, wherever you are on this beautiful planet Earth. And I will see you again soon. Bye bye.